second half. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. Brandon Wilson now from his end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Bengal offense ready to go here to start the third quarter. And I think you'd have to say their coaching staff, all things considered, had to be pleased with their performance in the first half of this Super Bowl.
Definitely pleased, doing their best not to show it to their team, of course, because as you and I both know, their mantra all season long has been finish.
Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. Not the way you envision things to start out the third quarter. One play and already a turnover.
It's interesting. You and I were talking with the coach, and he talked about how at halftime, as a play caller, he wanted to make sure he got a new script going for the second half, not just the one that he operated off of to start the game. Nowhere on that script did it have that result.
57 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? Second and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Trey Hendrickson showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4. If you want a lesson on how to defeat an offensive tackle, that was pretty textbook.
Is that a clip and save?
Yes.
That's what's going to go around the league, and people are going to watch that and say, my goodness, that's how you do it. And I feel awful for the offensive tackle because we always talk about the athleticism of that guy who just beat him. Well, you have to be athletic to try and block that guy. Just in this case, the defense won.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete. That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside, and so many times defenses say, okay, we got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
They'll try and run for it with Henry. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal. Henry. And he gets in. Touchdown, Tennessee. Derrick Henry. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Titans have regained the lead in the second half of this Super Bowl. A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finished? The run all the way into the end zone.
Now Bullock will send this one away after the touchdown. From his end zone, Wilson. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Here again comes Joe Burrow and the offense for the Bengals. He's likely still kicking himself from the interception last drive that wound up leading to a go-ahead score.
And he's going to assume all that came with that one, all right? That's all on him, but he also knows he's got to erase it from his mind and get back out there. This drive, very important.
And he's got a Bengals first down as he gets this up past the 30. Back to Mixon on first down. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. Here's 2nd and 9. Oh, he didn't spike it. He faked it. And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Picked up by Elijah Molden. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
And the busy night for Henry continues. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. On 2nd and 7, Tannehill. Well, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And the Bengals are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 24-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now it's Burrow. Open man is Uzama. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now Burrow on 1st down. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
3rd quarter of the biggest spectacle in sport, the Super Bowl. Thanks for joining us, everybody. 2nd and 10. Now it's Burrow. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Throwing again, it's Burrow. He will find his man Chase complete. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 24-yard line.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far in this drive, so good. They've moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Bud Dupree able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Got a man open. It's Chase. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. 1 quarter remains here in the Super Bowl. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. If they're going to have a shot in this Super Bowl, they're going to need this one on 4th down. Here we go. It's Burrow on 4th down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Personal foul within the classroom for defense.
And yes, they want the points, so they will decline the penalty. No question there.
You don't think they spent a couple of seconds mulling over what the penalty
I don't even know why they asked the sideline.
Not at all. When you put the ball in the end zone on a takeaway, take the points and keep moving.
So a big play coming up for the Bengals as they'll indeed go for two. The Burrow's going to look to throw for it. And he's got it. So the two-point conversion is good, and they add on to their fourth quarter lead. So they make the decision. They want a three-point lead versus a two-point lead, and they got it.
Yeah, at this stage of the game, it seems like the exact right thing to do. Put a little pressure on your defense, but the biggest thing now is you're making the other team chase you.
Batson not going to risk returning it, so they'll start at the 25. Time again to see what Ryan Tannehill and the Titans can do. And the interception that ended their previous drive, that might be one we look back on and say that was the turning point of this game.
Hey, partner, guess what? There's still time for a few more turning points in this ball game. They're only one score down.
Yeah, true. We could have some twists and turns. Stay tuned. Tannehill and the Titans come up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll start with a give to Henry. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 96 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Henry. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Well, that last run makes this a 100-yard night. I've loved the way he's hit the holes. He's been quick, he's been decisive, and he's been a whole lot of fun to watch.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. A give to Henry. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. Broken tackle. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. This is Henry. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. On 2nd down, here's Henry. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. They lose 2 on that last play, so things get even tougher. 3rd and long coming up.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. On the very outer edge of field goal range, it would be 56 yards if they got nothing here on 3rd down. He's going deep for Brown. And this is a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete.
They'll probably spend a little extra time dissecting the game film after this one. I think that part of their plan was to hit him over the top with the deep ball. They've been unsuccessful all night.
That's going to set him back 5 yards. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Desperation time for Tannehill on 4th down. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And the Bengals are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. Well, you think about it, though, that interception, great for his stats, but bad for field position. It was 4th down.
Yeah, terrific observation. If there is going to be a silver lining, and this is what he'll plead when it comes time to watch it again, hey, it was just like a punt, right? So we end up taking possession of the ball. But you're exactly right about it. Should have slapped it down. Field position would be better for his offense. But how many times do you get a chance to make an interception that you turn it down? That's when your instinct kicks in and you take the football. In this case, a better decision would have been to knock the ball down.
Just a loss of a yard there, but it's not going to help. Now they face a 3rd and 14.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Caleb Farley. A seismic shift in momentum here in the 4th quarter. That's the break that the defense needed.
And you know as well as I do, people are going to question the play call in that situation. Sometimes you have to question the execution, not necessarily the call. And in this case, those defenders found a way to give their team a chance.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. After the interception, here's Tannehill. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And he will return this. To the 30-yard line. Agreed, that's twice now in this 4th quarter.
As a quarterback, a lot of times you think it's all on you to make plays when you're losing. And here, the play's not there, but he throws it anyway.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game. Well, when you've got a tight end who can run, you've got to give him a shot to unlock the defense. Want to see what they can get, taking the big shot downfield. That one winds up incomplete.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Janoris Jenkins. And the Titans are right back in this football game. And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave if he keeps throwing interceptions.
The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Ricardo Allen Allen with a pick. And they will finally get him down as he's all the way to the 36-yard line. When you talk about making winning plays, that is a winning play at this stage of the game. To come up with that interception, huge.
I like how you identified that, because most people think winning plays are the offense trying to get it done. In this case, nursing a lead, they found a way to make a play on that side of the ball and maybe finish things off.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Credit the sack there to Harold Landry. Well, they sent him on the blitz from that linebacker spot, and boy, he got there quickly.
He certainly did, and obviously he could have used a block from his running back, but I think you nailed it right there. The defender got into the backfield so fast, it was hard for anyone to react.
Again, it's Mixon. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. Call it a gain of 5, 4th down now.
I think we can safely say that those types of players are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
4th and goal, and down by a touchdown. The offense stays on the field.
4th down. Here's Joe Burrow. That's to his running back, complete. Mixon hit, and all the ball is out. It's picked up by the Titans. There he goes, left side. Past the 20. And in for the score. Are you kidding me? They return it, and they take the lead. And what we just saw, very, very rare. We only had 5 of those in the first 50 Super Bowls.
The biggest stage, the biggest game, and we just saw it happen again. Extraordinary.
The defense has been good, and they were good again there. Extra point up and good by Bullock, and that will make this a 4-point game. So here's the kickoff now as he'll get it again following that fumble return for a score.
From his end zone, Wilson. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. So Burrow and the Bengals down by 4, a little under 40 seconds to go. A touchdown could win the Super Bowl as they've got a first down. Here's Burrow. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one, because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
To throw, Burrow. Connected with Mixon. And he's got a first down to the 40-yard line, but the clock runs.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game.
Burrow.
This is caught. It's Boyd. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 22 ticks to go in the 4th. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Burrow.
He finds his running back, Mixon. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Throwing, Burrow.
He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And unable to connect, incomplete.
I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. And a great game comes down to this. Time for one play, and they've got to get it in the end zone.
And I want every cover guy I've got in the game on defense, every extra defensive back who can make a play on the football.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Buster Screen.
And the Titans are going to hang on the final play. They get the turnover to seal this football game.
And they're singing in the Music City. The Tennessee Titans are